So today what I'm going to do is show you how to upcycle a mug. I've got this mug here and it's got a logo on it, but it's engraved in there. So it would mean having to take off all this black here, and I don't want to have to do that. So what I'm going to do is give this black a good sanding down. Okay, that should do me. Take a baby wipe, clean that dust all off. And now that's lovely and dry, what I'm going to do is tape this off because I want a nice area that's free of anything for my lips to go. And that means free of resin and any other products that I put on here. And then I'm also going to tape off a little bit of this bottom exactly the same. So it balances really. Yeah, and I'm happy with that. That's nicely taped off. And obviously I want to use glitter on this. So I've got the first side all covered in glitter, and that is a black holographic glitter. Look how pretty that is. And I'll show you what I did. All I did was I went up to the tape, putting quite a nice covering of the Mod Podge on. And I like Mod Podge for this. It does a really good job. And then in about 3/4 of an hour, once this is all dry, I will take that tape off, and that should give me a nice crisp edge. And I'm not too worried if it's not a nice, neat finish in the middle. This is all handmade, and nothing I make is ever perfect, I don't think. And that's what makes it unique. There we go, so that's there. All now I need to do is take the top off my glitter and lightly sprinkle my glitter. I don't want to chuck it all down all at once, but lightly sprinkle my glitter on there. Look how messy I am with glitter. Love the sparkle. And this is the Hemway glitter. I love Hemway glitter. It always gives a very good result. So now what I'm going to do is just roll that in the glitter as well now. And what that'll do is that'll push that into that Mod Podge anywhere that I want it. And then tap off the excess. If there's some got into that black, I really don't mind. It just gives it that extra look about it. And now I'm going to put that somewhere to dry for about 45 minutes. Then I'll take the tape off. Once I've took the tape off, I'll leave it to dry, probably overnight before I do the next stage. Well, I changed my mind. When I took me tape off of here, I didn't like that much black showing at the bottom of the mug. So I am now going to add a bit more holographic glitter onto there, but not onto the top. Well, that's been drying long enough now. I should be able to take off this tape. I don't want to touch the glitter too much because it won't be fully dry for a couple of hours, but I can take that tape off. Oh yeah, that's much better. I think that looks much nicer with it like that. And we've got a wavy line in the middle, and do you know what? I'm all good with that too. I'm now going to put that somewhere warm and let that fully dry before I do the next stage. So this is all dry now and it should be ready for its first coat of resin. But what I'm going to do first is with a brush, just gently brush off any of the loose bits. Now I don't throw these loose bits away, I put them in a separate pot and then I will put it into a project. And before I put any resin on it, what I will do first is I will tape off again this edge to ensure that no resin gets onto that, because I don't want any resin on that because I like it to be completely resin free. I'm not as worried about the base because I'm not going to be drinking out the base. And then I'll also put a bit of tape around there just in case it does run. And then I'll also put a bit on the inside going down there. And now what I will do is take a bit of silicone mold release and I'll spray that on my mat, because I've got quite a bit there. And I'll take a brush and I'll run my brush in there, and then I will add that silicone mold release onto here, because then if any resin does flow over here, I can get that off really easily. Now I'm setting up my tumbling machine on my leveling table, because I find that if you've got a really nice level area when you're tumbling, you get a much better result. I just pop a little bit of silicone mat underneath it, and then I'm ready to go. I'll be using the T-Expert 34 ounce epoxy resin. This is a brilliant resin, ideal, as I said before, for tumblers. Gives a great result. It's crystal clear, self-leveling, non-toxic, non-flammable. It's brilliant. So what I do is I allow this to spin around and I put a little bit of resin over it to start with, because you don't want to blob it all on in one area, because if you do, it's just going to run around the sides and then run off. I then use one of these silicone spatulas, and actually this came with the resin, which was great because it's an ideal size to spread that over the glitter. It's not going to affect that glitter in any way, shape or form because that is nicely stuck. And I do it both ways to start with because that way I get a really good finish. I then go over it with a long neck lighter and pop any bubbles that may have come up. And then I allow that to spin until it's nicely cured. Well, first layer of this now is all lovely and cured, and I just need to take that off there. It is going to get another layer on it as well, and then I've already taken off the tape on the bottom because I got carried away. Now, this is only the first layer, so I want to take off this tape completely because I will replace that tape. And this is why I don't worry about having a wiggly line in the middle for this one, because I'm going to cover that up as if it was never there using this washi tape. Now, you do need to make sure the washi tape is very well adhered to it. And there we go. That's finished that off nicely. You'd never know that had a wiggly line. And now what I'm going to do is add my Can't Talk crafting to it. And that's going to go on, and it's going to go on around there like that. And all I did was on my Cricut using the Tech Wrap foil, because I found Tech Wrap foil works the best in resin by far. I cut that out, and now it's all about placing it. There we go. Can't Talk crafting with washi tapes on there. Lovely. So I'm going to take this off now the same as I did last time. Ready. And then I'll show you how I put on the final coat of this brilliant resin by Tea Experts. And I think these things are starting to make a comeback as well, which is really important. And there's lots of other things that you can do similar to this with that brilliant resin. So I'm doing exactly the same thing as I did before. I've got it all taped off nicely because I don't want my lips anywhere near resin. And I'm just adding another coat over it and allowing that to blend in with the one that's there. Go right up to the very edge of this tape. That tape will protect it fine, so you'll be okay. And then I allow this to tumble and cure. Well, the mug's all finished now. I'm really pleased with how that's come out. Can't Talk crafting, my mantra. And it's a lovely upcycle of a mug. Look at that washi tape on there. That has come out beautiful. Really makes that finish off lovely. The tape on it works a treat, so you're not got any resin around where your lips are going to go. And it's upcycled. I love it. If I was to put that up for sale now, I would probably put that up for sale for about £30, which is about 35, 36 American dollars. What's it cost me? A little bit of resin, some time, and a little bit of glitter and washi tape. Hardly anything. I will link everything that I've used in the description below today, so don't panic if you can't get hold of it or are not sure what it is there for you. Hope you've enjoyed this project. I really have. I've forgotten how much I enjoyed making mugs. I certainly will always be making mugs using the Tea Experts crystal clear glossy resin as well. I love this resin and it is brilliant on the mugs. The reason it's so good is as it's curing, it gets such a beautiful smooth surface. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye.